much for joining us on the call. Just get your thoughts on the game at Navy, please, and what you expect as you close out the home portion of your schedule Saturday against Tulane.
Yeah, I thought it was a good football game. Thought, two good football teams played hard. You got to give Navy a lot of credit. The way they played in the second half, and they did a tremendous job coming out second half and executing at a lot higher level than we did. We went in 21-10 at halftime, and knew Navy was gonna come out and play well in the second half. And they completely dominated the third quarter. We had 2 3-and-outs, just ran 6 plays in the third quarter, and was really impressed with the job they did getting their team ready. And we just didn't make some of the plays that we normally make. And again, you got to give Navy credit for that. I thought they did a really good job mixing it up and made some adjustments, and we just didn't play as well in the second half. And so, they deserved the win, and we just didn't quite figure out a way to get it done. So, we got to recover from that and have a big game this week against Tulane. Senior day for us. We got 24 seniors that mean an awful lot to our program, and some guys that have been through a lot, different coaching staffs, and they've really done everything we've asked them to do since I got here. And so, I think they're the kind of the catalyst for the, for us playing better and some of the success we've had this year, and I'm really proud of this group, and want to play well and let them, have a great experience on Saturday.
We'll take questions now for Coach Sonny Dykes, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad. We'll put you in the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
And first we'll hear from Billy Ambuddy with 24/7 Sports. Please go ahead.
Hey, Sonny. I don't want to bring up officiating or some of the calls again, but I don't know if you saw this one by the time you had met with everybody after. Perry looked like he stepped out about maybe 3 yards short on that run that ended up leading to the 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 kind of set up there at the end. Did you get any sort of explanation as to why maybe that wasn't sent upstairs?
I didn't, Billy. There was just one of those games where just there was, some things that just didn't go our way, and it just seemed like there was, several things that didn't go our way. So I hadn't talked to anybody specifically about that or any of it really. It's just, the best thing you can do is just move on and hope it doesn't happen again.
And then this week, it kind of, last year you guys lost Memphis and then went up to Tulsa and things kind of unraveled. But this week, you guys have a chance to get to 10 wins, end things on a positive note in the regular season. Is there going to be kind of some talk about, hey, let's not let what happened again, what happened last year happen again, and how do you kind of light everybody's mind?
Yeah, for sure. I think that the good thing about this group is it's a completely different group than it was a year ago. We're still trying to, find our identity and figure out who we were and everything last year, and trying to get the buy-in that we needed to have a chance to be successful. And these guys have done everything we've asked them, and we had late travel. We got back late Saturday night. We had a really good spirited practice yesterday afternoon. Everybody had a great attitude. Was excited to move on and get that game behind us. And I think again, I think that it means a lot to our players to play well Saturday for our senior class. I know that's something that really means a lot to all of us, just because it's a really remarkable group. And as I said, the guys have been through a lot, have shown a lot of leadership and grit and everything you would want, from a senior class. And so, I think we just want to play well. Like you said, we have an opportunity to get to 10 wins. I think there's been, 5 or 6 10-win teams in 100 years of SMU football. And so, these guys will have an opportunity to be one of those teams if we can figure out how to win Saturday and then, hopefully try to win a bowl game down the road and become one of 2 teams maybe in SMU's history to win 11 ball games. So, these guys have a lot to play for in front of them, and certainly understand how good of a football team Tulane is. They're a very talented group and have lost some close games. Their record could just as easily be, 10-2 as it could be 6-5, and so, or 10-1 even, and as it could be 6-5. So, they're a very good team and a team that's going to play well Saturday. I know the last 2 years, these games have, basically come down to the very end, the last possession, and we're going to need to be prepared to have another game like that Saturday. So our guys have had a good attitude, expect to prepare well and play well this week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next, we'll hear from Dan Tortora with wakeupcalldt.com.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Just what you could say about, only being at SMU for these last couple of seasons, last season 5-7, and then to see that you have that opportunity for 10 wins this season and obviously a bowl game. What can you say about the environment, how quickly things changed, what you were building off of, just what led to this success in a short amount of time at SMU?
Yeah, I think it really comes down obviously to players, and we've been fortunate to have a good group of players that are here, and and we're able to fill in with some transfers and some junior college players, and just improve our roster. And the big thing has just been the guys' willingness to work, to do extra. We had a great off season. You could see going back to last January that this team was going to be different. Just their mentality was different, their work ethic was different, and that carried over to spring ball. And we had some missing pieces in spring football that we knew we needed to add, and then we added Shane Buechele and some other guys came in fall camp and have given us depth, and Richard McBride and guys like that we really have needed this year. Brandon Stevens, they've come in and played really well for us, and some guys that weren't here in the spring. And so we're excited about them. They'll all be back on next year's group. We think we have a chance to build off of this year and next year. But we feel like we're probably a little bit ahead of schedule, and we're going to need to continue to work hard, keep our head down, and continue to add some pieces to the puzzle and try to get us better. But it's been a fun group to coach. Probably one of my favorite teams, if not my favorite team I've ever been around. Just I love coming to work with these guys, and really proud of them, and want to see them be successful.
And then as far as, just looking at this West Division of the American Athletic, just what you could say about the level of competition. Having just faced Navy and Memphis being a part of this, and obviously Tulane will be going to a bowl game as well. Just what you've seen from this West Division, as well as teams like Houston and Tulsa, where the record won't show it, but obviously they've created some eventful games this year.
Yeah, for sure. Certainly the West is good, and the league as a whole is really good. You mentioned the teams on our side. Navy's just such a hard football team to beat. You have to just really, you have to play at a really high level to have a chance to beat them, because they're going to execute. They're going to play really hard. They're going to execute at a high level. It just puts pressure on you to do that. Memphis is very talented. Houston's very talented. Tulsa's have talked at length about their team and their athleticism and size and strength and length. They're just kind of a uniquely built football team. And then you go over to the other side and you start looking at some of the teams over there. Temple and Cincinnati play such good defense, and Central Florida is really a dynamic football team. So when you look at the league, it's good from top to bottom. The teams in the middle of the league are very, very good. Tulane is a very good football team, really talented. Big, strong, long guys, and can make some plays. You got a quarterback that can really run, and so it goes back to what we said over and over again. If you don't play well in this league, then on any given Saturday, you're going to get beat, and it really doesn't matter who you're playing, and you have to play at a high level.
Well, thank you, Coach, and happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, same to you. Thank you.
Take one more for Coach Sonny Dykes, please.
And next we will hear from Damon Pales with Rivals.com. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Sonny. How you doing today?
Good, Damon. What's up?
Not much, man. Just wanted to, you kind of touched on it with the seniors here. I wanted for you to go a little bit more in detail. What's it been like having these guys, second season for you here, but it seems like every senior class is different for every coach. And I wanted to just kind of get your thoughts on this year's senior class.
Yeah, it is. I think they all have a personality of their own. The thing about this class that's unique about it is there's just so many different guys, in terms of some junior college players that we added, some transfers that we added that, played for us last year, a one-year grad transfer, some guys that, basically were recruited by June Jones and his staff, and came here, you know, and have been through coaching changes, and so it's just been, you know, kind of a melting pot of guys, and I think that's what makes the class, you know, so unique. I think that there's a lot of different perspectives from this class, you know, and I think they're all really grateful to be here, you know, and be around each other, and you know, and have a chance to get a degree from SMU, and so it's been fun because there are just so many different stories and so many different journeys, you know, to come to where they are, you know, and to have some success. And it's been fun to see him, you know, gain confidence really from our first game, and you know, some of the big wins we've had this year, and just, you know, where they really believe in each other and believe in themselves, and you know, it's just been fun to see the group grow together. And you know, we have a really tight team where guys like each other and they get along and they sacrifice for each other. And you know, when you have that, that's when you have the makings of a good football team. And it all starts with their, you know, with their attitude and their character and their leadership. And it's been just a really unique group, and you know, and a group that's going to have a big impact on obviously this season, and I think SMU's football future for a long time. And you know, we hate to lose a lot of these players, but it's going to be fun to see what they go on and do, because a lot of these guys are going to be really successful, you know, both in football and off the field as well. So it's a great group, and a group I'm really proud of.
And last question, just knowing that, you know, the old adage is not how you start, it's how you finish. And with this team, a win Saturday means they'll go undefeated at home, in addition to getting 10 wins. How big is that for you, for the team, and how big is that from a recruiting standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, it's all big. I mean, you know, I think that what you're always fighting for is credibility, you know, and you don't want to be a one-hit wonder or any of that kind of thing. And so anytime that you can, you know, continue to win football games and, you know, continue to play well, it just gives you credibility in everybody's eyes. And it helps with your fan base. It helps with recruiting. You know, it just helps with the players and the way they feel about themselves and the confidence they develop. You know, it's important for us to play well at home. You know, that's been one of the things that, you know, we've really tried to emphasize this year is, you know, just how important it is for us to defend our home field and to you know, to play well when we get an opportunity to play at home. And, you know, our fan support has increased so much. The students have been fantastic. You know, we're starting to you know, get bigger crowds. You know, had almost 30,000 for our last home game, and you know, we want to keep people coming back because again, that's really important to us. It's important to us economically. It's important to us from a recruiting standpoint. It's important to us again just from our players and feeling the support, you know, from our community, and that just helps you play better when you know people are pulling for you. So, you know, and when you win at home, people keep coming back. So that's one thing we've got to do.
Thanks, Sonny. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Coach, thanks so much for the time, not only today, but